to another movie review of HCC MovieMakers Academy. I'm Gerald Tineo.
I'm Darryl Foreman.
And we just saw Dracula Untold. Dracula Untold stars Luke Evans, Sarah Gadon, Dominic Cooper, and to my pleasant surprise, Charles Dance from Game of Thrones.
I have been waiting an eternity for a man of your strength. What kind of man crawls into his own grave in search of hope?
A desperate one.
The Turks threaten to destroy my kingdom.
They're almost here.
I want the power to save my people. Save my family.
Your salvation is in the dark and all its power.
Welcome to your life.
You will have the strength of 100 men
There's no turning back.
and dominion over the night and all its creatures.
At what price?
You have no idea, but I'm going to show you. Drink.
What's happening to you?
Welcome
I chose this.
to your life.
Why?
Because men do not fear swords.
He is coming.
They fear monsters.
This is not who you are.
Do you think you are alive? Because you can fight? You are alive because of what I did to save you!
The world.
Never forget who I am.
The story follows Vlad. He follows Vlad the Impaler, who is known among the Ottoman Empire as a soldier. After he gets his own kingdom, the Ottomans come to him and ask for 1,000 sons, including his own son, for their army. He refuses, and in order to fight them off, he goes to the Master Vampire and becomes the same monster that his country fears.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the movie?
Overall, I really like the story. It's got a nice pace to it. You can follow it pretty easily.
Very easily.
As for the characters, most of them have you can get a very strong sense of what they are, who they are.
Mm-hmm.
But as for Vlad in the beginning of the film, I feel that his character is a little weak. He kind of holds the same expression throughout the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, you kind of get a sense of, that's where you start to get a sense of what his character's really like.
Yeah. I like to compare this movie to Moonraker, which is James Bond in space. It's like you take a classic character like Dracula or James Bond, and you you put them in this ridiculous premise that goes over the top, but it's still fun to watch. But you can't take it too seriously, or at least I didn't. So, yeah, I was fairly entertained. Some parts I was confused because I felt the characters were either exaggerated or they just broke character on some moments.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I could see that. I could see how you could look at it that way. I really want to talk about the lighting style and the effects that they were using in this film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does look pretty.
I do indeed like the lighting style and the way it changes from the beginning of the film towards the end of it. In the beginning of the film, there's a lot of sunlight. It's
Mm-hmm.
very bright and very happy. And as the conflict starts to get into motion, you notice everything becomes more cloudy.
Well, it's about vampires.
Yeah,
Naturally.
but as the story goes on, it gets darker and darker in terms of lighting, and I think that's fairly interesting because as the characters progress, so does the environment. Everything starts to change as they go.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a stronger feel for the story. And the effects, The effects might have been a little bit overdone, just a little bit, but overall, I think they were amazing.
Overdone where in the final battle scene? Or, I mean, the big scene with the army and all the bats? Or where do you think they were overdone?
I'd say the almost to the final battle where everything was just, it's really big and there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So that may have been a little bit overdone, but I think they did it fairly well considering that.
It went over the top, but it still managed to look pretty. And the movie itself was smart enough to keep it short. It's only 100 minutes long, I think.
I do believe so.
So the story is very compressed into 1 hour and a half of entertainment.
I don't like how Sarah Gadon, her role seemed to be a little bit diminished in this film. I don't know why I get that feeling, but it seems like it's like the director tried to make her feel like an important character, but at the same time
Trying to lift her up into the story.
yeah, it's like at the same time he tried to make her a very vital part of the story, but at the same time it feels like her actual character development and the sense of who she is a little bit diminished, and you don't get a big sense of how they're connected that well, I guess.
Yeah. Also, she plays Luke Evans' wife in the story. Yeah, I mean, this movie, I can't say I hate it. It came out in Halloween. It's if you go with some friends, I think you'll have a good time. But I would give it maybe a 6 out of 10. I don't know about you.
I'd give it a 7, maybe an 8 if I'm being nice.
Very nice.
For Gary Shore's first
Oh, yeah.
I'd say his first time directing a feature film. I'd say he did pretty nice for that.
Yeah, it's it reminded me a lot of the Lord of the Rings movies and The Hobbit too, like all the panning shots of mountains and castles and stuff. But I mean, that's bound to happen when you set the story in
You have large
medieval
landscapes,
times.
large armies. There's a lot of long shots, establishing shots. There's going to be a lot of that because it's very big, it's very open. There's a lot of scenery that you need to take in.
And so this movie is from Universal Studios, who also own The Mummy, Frankenstein, The Werewolves, and all those other monster movies.
They're not new to monster movies.
So what I heard is that they're also planning to make their own Avengers, like to gather all those monsters and put them in one movie. Like all the studios are doing lately. Avengers, Justice League.
A bunch of crossovers.
Yeah. So I think this could be a decent start to that universe, because at the very end it goes into modern day, but I'm not going to explain what happens. All you need to know is that the story, we see a scene in the movie that takes place in modern society. So I'm wondering if they're gonna.
There's a
there's
a very large time jump from where they are during the Ottoman Empire to modern day, which leads to imply that, and
It does have.
it does seem to imply that there is going to be more.
Yeah.
So on to the part where you explained they might be doing some kind of crossover. That might be fairly interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is doing it, so but I think it would be fun with monster movies. They already did it with Van Helsing, starring Hugh Jackman. But I mean, that's a movie that I only had fun seeing as a kid, and I don't think I would enjoy it as much anymore. So, but we'll see what they do later.
Thank you for watching this HCC MovieMakers review. If you'd like to see more, please go to our YouTube channel.
No, I'll do that.
Oh, you're going to do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
just-
Thank you for joining us. here for this HCC MovieMakers film review. If you like what you see and you enjoy filmmaking, you can go to www.hccs.edu, sign up for one of our classes, and we'll see you there.
If you'd like to see more reviews like this one, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. We have many other movie reviews, and we'll see you next time.